5 days. What did you do in the interim? Have you been hiking, cycling, walking, driving? What have you been up to?
It's I mean, such a beautiful country. I mean, the countryside around here is amazing. So we've had a lot of meetings, a lot of debriefs, post-mortems, that kind of stuff. But you know, I had a little bit of downtime as well to take my frustration out on pedals on the tennis court.
Excellent. It was a bit frustrating last weekend. I just said it was a bit of a missed opportunity. Have you put right what caused you to have the 2 DNFs, do you think?
Obviously, we've been working very hard with Honda on that to try and understand it, and hopefully we've rectified the issues for this weekend. So let's see. I mean, obviously it was pretty painful. Both cars, arguably had a chance to win the race last weekend. So to end up with a double DNF was heartbreaking.
Christian, have you managed to bring any new bits to this racetrack to give you more performance? Is there anything in the background?
Obviously, we're tuning a few bits and pieces, and the eagle eye will probably spot a couple of little bits over the course of today, I'm sure, on your analysis. But it's a matter of trying to tidy up what we had last weekend and work on the areas of weakness that we had compared to Mercedes.
Karun was just talking about your rear wing and some distortions on it, and the airflow being distorted, and the fact that you've got an upgrade to help the rear wing. Do you believe, like he does, that could be worth a few tenths?
I hope Karun's right. I mean, I have to thank him as well, because it was him that was tweeting all the stuff about Lewis last weekend with the yellow flag. I think if we hadn't have seen that, then we wouldn't have raised it to the stewards. But I think that they were incredibly quick on the straights last week, Mercedes. So, we'd need to try and get closer to them on the straight line, sections of this track, and obviously that's what we need to try and do with the setup and the tools available to us. You
realise you've just got Karun Chandok struck off the Mercedes Christmas card list with that one. Are you being serious? That you saw his tweets and that's what alerted you?
I think that was the first thing was put in front of us. So. Karun, ever the eagle-eyed pundit. Obviously, Lewis should be thanking him, really.
Christian, stay there. We've got Karun back at Sky HQ. You've got form for this, Chandok, appearing on stewards' documents.
Well, I know. I mean, Christian, you've got to buy me dinner now. We'll have to go to the Crazy Man of the Kushbu when that reopens.
No, absolutely, dinner. Well, unfortunately, it came to nothing, so we'll split the bill.
That's not my fault. But no, it's interesting, wasn't it, with how what played out? Because obviously, it sounds like the onboard only came to light. I mean, I saw it on the F1 Twitter feed, which, as you mentioned, I retweeted along with thousands of others. But are you surprised at how late that imagery came to light?
Well, it was a surprise that it wasn't available, or the FIA hadn't seen it in the first place, and I think there was a bit of a discussion between the parties as to why that wasn't available, in the original hearing. But because it hadn't been seen, as soon as you tweeted it, it was new evidence, and that's why it got looked at. So
F1 tweeted.
So yeah, that was the reasoning.
No, Karun, you retweeted it. It's all your fault.
You're a bit like Donald Trump, the amount of retweeting you do.
I'd hope it makes more sense. Karun, thank you very much. Christian, just before you leave us, those meetings you've had this week, have any of them involved a discussion with Helmut Marko and Dietrich Mateschitz about bringing Sebastian Vettel home?
Obviously, the topic has been raised, and we had a brilliant time with Seb, and he's forever be a part of our history. But we didn't expect him to be on the market this year, and our commitment is to our existing drivers. We think we've got a great pairing, in Max and in Alex, and we think that has great potential for the future as well. So, unfortunately, it's not something that we're going to be able to accommodate.
So that's a definite no then?
That is a definite no, I'm afraid. So, Sebastian, I think, is aware of that. Well, he is aware of that. So yeah, it's unusual for a four-time world champ to be, out of a drive at this point in the year. So, I guess he's got a couple of choices, available to him, either I assume either racing points or a year out and reevaluate the options in a year's time.
But I know you're a busy man, but this is a fascinating chat, and I hope you can stay with us a bit. Racing Point, Sergio Perez is under contract for this year and next year, I think, as well. Lance Stroll obviously has, well, his dad, head of the consortium that bought the team. Could you honestly see either of those drivers making way for Seb?
I don't think Lance is going to get barred. So, of course, drivers' contracts between the teams, you never know what's, you know, within them. It's only the contract recognition board that has full sight of them. So, yes, you know, I'm sure that perhaps they have options or break points or whatever, but, you know, that's really none of our business.
Christian, thanks ever so much indeed. Really good to talk to you, and glad that you can be with us all weekend long. Christian Horner on the Red Bull Pit Wall.